Hey everybody.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I went and mute that time just to ensure John looked as dumb as he actually is. It's about time somebody put this man up. Folks, welcome to the Concord Experience. I, as always, am your host, Justin Smith, Digital Mouth, the Esports South, the Sig Tall Lord. And I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic host, the host with the most, the ghost himself, soon to be dead man walking, Johnny Boy, aka, or John Rose, aka Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
And we are joined.
Johnny Boy personality just takes over.
It's its own creature, man. And we are joined today by our fearless leader, Austin Clay, Time Splitter 56, program director here at Concord
Set
Esports.
champion at Dragon's Den for Lorcana.
It's hard being in the presence of greatness, folks, but I
I'm
want you to know
exhausted.
we
I
manage.
just want sleep.
We manage. We try so hard every day. I fangirl. Just come into work. Just eager to be here.
This just in.
Am I blushing?
I beat him in a set.
Current reigning champion John Rose will look forward to his rematch.
I felt bad, so I gave it to him.
Yeah, live at Madison Square Garden. Immediately following the Tyson fight. Man, folks, this has been one heck of a semester. Don't let my chipper demeanor fool you. I am exhausted. I know our players are exhausted, our production team, our staffers, they're all exhausted, and they have earned a very relaxing summer. I hope our players, if you're watching this when it comes out, I hope you're having a fantastic summer. I hope you're doing everything that you have the goals of. I hope you're not working too much, and I hope you're allowing yourself to reset prior to a fierce competition this fall. But before we can talk about the fall's competition, or how the semester ended for us with some award opportunities we had, we do want to take some time to wrap up with a competitive wrap-up where we break down how playoffs ended for Concord Esports across NECC and ECAC, our two partnered leagues that we are very proud to be members of. We'll go game by game. It's all right with y'all. I have things in an order, not a particular one, but let's start with Rocket League.
So I'm going to argue with you probably because it's not in a good order.
It wouldn't be a regular conversation with Austin Clay if he wasn't informing you why you're wrong. Rocket League. Rocket League had a fantastic semester. They didn't reach the heights that they did in the fall, but that's not for lack of trying. We ended second place in ECAC. We actually had our highest placement ever in NECC as a placement in the Legends division. We didn't make playoffs because that is some of the best teams on the planet.
It is the best, yeah.
So incredibly rough competition, but nonetheless, we're incredibly proud of those players. Of the team of three, Helix, ET, and Pancake. Pancake has graduated. Will, we're incredibly proud of you. ET has made the very difficult choice to retire. He's no longer playing Rocket League in a competitive sense. Of course, he's a student of the game. It's going to haunt him until they shut the servers down. But he did go back home to Georgia. And in the fall, we are going to continue to build around Helix, MVP from the fall, and MVP in our hearts here at Concord. With the Gray team definitely rallied. We're super proud of all three of those players. Wiley, Tay, Smiley, Taylor, and Shura. Sura.
There's no H.
Apologies, Ethan. You should consider an H. They made fourth place in NECC this past semester. We're very proud of them. They've grown so much. We have the entire roster returning, but Smiley is going to be changing games. He's going to be moving to Apex for us. So, spoilers, folks, we're moving back into Apex. With the launch of Apex and ECAC, we're very proud to be continuing our partnership with this league. And with them going into the game, we're going to be going in head first to hopefully continue our BR dominance.
It's fun. EA has finally decided to not continue upholding their idea of we don't allow collegiate. That's why Apex wasn't in collegiate for the longest time. EA wouldn't give out to collegiate leagues the custom codes like you have in Fortnite, and for all BR you need a custom code to host your custom lobbies. EA wouldn't give them out to college leagues. I'm very happy that EA has finally changed their tune on that.
Well, the reason it's changed is because anyone can hold a custom lobby now.
Gotcha.
So they're just not giving up. They just don't do codes anymore. So
Okay.
anyone can host a custom lobby now.
Regardless, we're very happy with the steps, and we're happy to move into the
We're
game.
very happy that it's in a league that we're already partnered with too.
Yes, very pleased.
With our Rocket League team, as a side note, we will have to replay we did play in Legends, but we did not do good in Legends. We are been relegated to have to play in the mini tournament to see if we maintain our Legends
Promotion.
Legends level, or do we get demoted down to Champions, which is the league below. So with a new squad, the first tournament that they will be competing in would be that mini tournament to see if we can maintain our legend status.
Unless Summer Series comes back. So please,
If that comes up, that would be our first tournament.
please give us Summer Series.
Well, we're excited for those opportunities. The other two members of the Gray Squad will be returning for us, and we are going to be fielding a third player. So please make sure you stay tuned to all our updates about Rocket League so you can learn more about that. For Smash Brothers had an incredible spring. We took them to the largest and farthest away land we've ever taken them to, which was the Spring Showdown, where they did have a top 6 placement. Smash Maroon had another stellar semester. They actually went up 1 placement and received a 2nd place finish in NECC and also a 2nd place finish in ECAC. We're very proud of the Maroon rosters. If you see any of them, please pat them on the shoulder, especially Cypher and Z King.
Or V.
V.
Discord's Z King, but in his actual handle is V.
Make sure you pat them on the shoulder. They have graduated and have moved on to different careers. So we're happy for them. But Vincent, aka Atelier V, and Mosey will be returning to us in the fall, as well as 2 freshman signings. We can't wait to talk about them more in the future.
Yep.
For our Gray roster, we're actually expanding our footprint in Smash Brothers, and we're adding 2 more additional player slots. So we don't know how many finalized rosters we're going to be running in NECC or ECAC. In ECAC, we're very excited that they're moving to a 4-player cruise format away from the 3-player. So here at Concord, we're very excited about the future of Smash, and we're very proud of the placements that they had in the spring. We did field a black roster in the fall, and they made top 8, being eliminated by Concord themselves, by the Maroon squad. It was probably one of the saddest days in my tenure so far, because you don't ever want to see in-house take another team out, but you know what? That's just the way the game works, and we're happy that our players were able to make it as far as they did. Anything y'all want to add about Smash?
I'm very excited to see what happened. I know we are losing the leader of the Smash team that has been the leader for the last probably year and a half at this point in Owen. So that's definitely going to be a gap that we're going to have to fill. I'm excited to see which one of our players can step into that role to fill that massive gap that Owen will be leaving behind. Owen is the reason why we did so good. He may not have been the all-star player on our team, but without his leadership, the team wouldn't have been as good. We wouldn't have all-star players. He's there corralling the kids when Justin wasn't there, making sure everything got done. Anytime we needed something, the Smash team got it done the first, because Owen made sure his team got it done. So it's definitely going to be something that we're going to be missing sorely there. And then having a strong anchor and a person that can play all the roles in Tyrell is something that we're going to also strongly miss. So I'm hoping that we can also find a replacement for that. And I think one of our freshman recruits that are coming in can fulfill that role of what Tyrell used to do, what Cypher used to do for us. Otherwise, I think we did really good. I'm excited, like we said, we're excited for the 4v4 in ECAC. Smash did really, really good. I'm happy that we got 2 second places and both timed for both second places. We were so close to that first place. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that motivates the kids to grind and get better and finally beat those the few skeletons that we have in our closet, which is always the Min-Min. The Min-Min and some certain fighting game characters like Kazuya and them have always had caused us struggle since the beginning. When I first added Smash in 2020, it has always been the Min-Min Kazuya that we always lose to in massive fashion kind of thing. So I'm hoping we finally lock in and practice heavily against those characters so we don't have to deal with that next season.
Well, growth is on the table, and we're looking forward to opportunities to do so. Moving on, Overwatch. We do have some really strong placements this past semester. For our Maroon squad in ECAC and for our Gray squad in ECAC, they had a top 16 finish. Very proud of them. In NECC, we had a top 8 finish for the Gray squad. Maroon placed the highest that the Maroon squad has ever placed, 3rd place in their division in NECC. Our Gray squad competed in NECC Nationals. Very proud of that roster led by Abigail Morgan, aka Bunny. I know that they also were very pleased to participate in the ECAC Spring Showdown in New York. Probably one of the more robust semesters for us in terms of the team, the roster shakeups, and their overall placements. Anything you want to talk about with Overwatch, guys?
With Overwatch, we do have some players leaving. We're rotating to different games. So that's going to shake some things up in that sense there. Right now we have 2 squads. We might go down to 1 squad just so that we can ensure that we have the flexibility for the main squad to have the ability to play any role in any meta right now. And then Overwatch being Overwatch in general, in the sense of right now the meta is so much fun. They decided to nerf Orisa, which is needed because no one likes playing Hoist. The Hoist is sleep mode. You go to sleep and you go, especially as a tank player. But now we're back into a brawl meta. And it's not a fun version of a brawl meta, so it's fun for the tank DPS, awful for the tank. So you just explode in like 3.2 seconds, and you're like, oh my god, I just died, and that's Overwatch. So, but I'm excited to see what we can do next season. They are adding a new game mode in, which we got a little bit of, which is called Clash. Think of, you ever play TFT? It's not TFT, TF2. Their mode where you have to capture the points when they go back and forth. It's switched to 5. If you cap all of them, you win instantly, or whoever caps 5 of their points as you push back and forth wins. I like the mode. I think it's very fair. I think it's one of the most balanced game modes they have released recently. So I think it's also going to be very fun competitively to watch and stuff. It's very fast-paced. Think Flashpoint, but a little bit less chaos. Flashpoint is very, disorganized and chaos. So if you combine Push plus Flashpoint together, you get Clash and makes it very organized and very balanced. So I'm excited to see that get added into the rotation. I don't know how leagues are going to handle it, though. Now we have 6 or 7 different game modes, but we only play best of 5s. So I don't know if the first map is the only map now. Because in most leagues now for Overwatch, the first map is the only map that's guaranteed. And then after that, you get to pick the next game mode you play. You cannot repeat game modes in most leagues. So after Control, the losing team can pick whatever game mode they want, kind of thing, and then the next and so forth. But you cannot repeat. So on the 4th map, if you already did a payload and a hybrid and Control, you cannot do a payload, hybrid, or Control, which means you have to do Push, Clash, Flashpoint, or like that, and then you can go to the next one. So I'm hoping they add that system in there, because that'll add even more element of counterplay and picks. Because then some teams like us, we aren't really good on Flashpoint, or we weren't before, we can just avoid it and not pick it, and we can pick our stronger suits, like Push, like Payload, and add them and play those more often, kind of thing, if we need to. So I'm excited to see how that works out, if they add that kind of thing.
Well, I hope they do. I know I played a whole lot of Team Fortress 2, and that's one of my favorite map modes. So I think that's a fantastic change to the offerings that Overwatch has, and hopefully increases diversity in champions, because that's always been one of my largest complaints. Next up, League of Legends. League of Legends rallied incredibly going into the spring semester. The Maroon Squad reached top 4 in NECC and top 8 for the Gray Squad in NECC. The Maroon Squad had a top 12 finish in ECAC, as well as a second place finish at the Kutztown LAN this past April. So very proud of our League of Legends team. 2 of our players did graduate, Eternal and Goonstomp. They are going to be missed.
You didn't say Goonstomp.
Goonstomp. Sorry, my mispronunciation. But I'm glad I had a translator here to hit those high notes for me. No matter what, we're going to miss those players incredibly and the impact they had on the program. League had night and day fall into spring. Anything y'all would like to say about that?
You go first.
It just shows the like when getting the right placements, like what it can do for a team. Like, because you'll know off rip like how chalked your season is based off placements, and just getting put in the right placements kind of helps teams' mentals and efforts at the start of the season. So placements are very important, and as we saw in the spring, we advocated for it and we got it. So it's really cool to see how all those placements were fair and how competitive that group was.
Yeah, the division splits where we got put in the right division helped a lot, but also the decision that Justin made as a coach to swap some players from the Maroon squad down to the JV squad, and then some of the Gray squad up to the Maroon squad, also definitely helped having that swap there. Not because any player was bad in either area, it fit better for each team to make that swap. It better fit the identity of the team to have Goon go from the JV squad to the Maroon squad. It fit the identity and the play style of the Maroon squad much better to have him up on the Maroon, and they needed an in-game, like a strong in-game strategist, which helped a lot by having Goon go up and then having Bao go down. It really helped with the play style that both teams have. And then we also moved Infinite.
We picked Infinite up.
Infinite, yes.
And he moved into ADC while Doug moved to a positional coaching. Now, this upcoming semester, we're actually going to be onboarding 2 new players to the League of Legends squad to replace those vets that are leaving us. And there's going to be some roster shakeups, so I think that's pretty exciting, and I know we're looking forward to it. Coming up next is Fortnite. We had a fantastic year in Fortnite, an inaugural season at that in the fall. Going into the spring, our hopes were high with the addition of 2 ace players, and it paid dividends. In ECAC trios, no build, we did receive 4th place, and in duo, we had 2 playoff appearances, and one of those teams, featuring the 2 rookie prospects that we picked up, a 2nd place finish among some of the most tenured Fortnite teams in collegiate esports.
By 1 point.
1 point.
1 point separated us from
Which is 1
the
kill.
chip. Yeah, it's something. I know for one, this game has captured my attention, kind of like Smash did in the fall. This spring, I put the time in so I could be better educated about the game. I definitely disrespected it in the past, unnecessarily, it turns out. It's a fantastic game, and the competitive scene is nowhere near as dead as a lot of the bigwigs in esports would have you say. So I know my buy-in is here, and I am waiting eagerly to see the next time our teams drop. John, what's your input about Fortnite in spring 2024?
It was a very tip of the hat moment as far as we debated getting into it, and we had a lot of conversations, a lot of up and downs between, and that kind of, I think for all of us, that kind of gave us the seal of approval when we saw how competitive we can be within Fortnite and the teams that we have developed. Especially with the new teams coming in as well. We have multiple new Fortnite recruits coming in, so we're adding new teams as well. And just with the acquisition of Travis and Caden, we couldn't have asked for a better duo squad, especially for their first time playing together. They have the most competitive experience, separate from everyone that we have on the Fortnite squad, but we brought them together, and they're a force to be reckoned with. We have that team for another 3 years, so I think everyone has to take notice, and they're going to have to watch out because we're going to take home some championships. And
I know the Fortnite captain, Lovely, he was very pleased to get the opportunity to play with an old friend, graduating Kapuza. I know that Cap has moved on to not go too far away from us, but he's going to be missed in the department.
Yeah, probably still see him once in a while.
You'll hear him if anything. I know he had an indelible impact on the program, so we're going to miss you, Cap. I hope you get to pop in occasionally for some videos. You're right across campus. You should be able to.
Also with Fortnite, we also have the rookies. Two of our rookies coming in that I think are underrated talent. And I'm excited to see both West Virginians. So I'm excited to see how both of those new freshmen that we signed, one from Greenbrier East and one from Shady Springs, I'm excited to see how both of them do coming in to the league. Right now, the only issue that we have is, which I know ECAC is working at changing the dates, but currently speaking, trios and duels are on the same night. So right now, I know the league is looking at changing that again. But currently speaking, if they don't change it, we will have to make the decision of, do we compete in trios and no builds, or do we only focus on duos builds? So that's something that we haven't not made a decision yet, because we're still waiting to see if the league changes it. But keep an eye on that, as you may not see trios or you may not see duos next year if they decide to keep it on the same night.
And I think they're looking to add stakes into the regular season, because right now the regular season kind of doesn't.
As long as you hit top 30, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you hit top 30, it doesn't matter. All the points reset. So I think adding stakes to the regular season, as far as like,
You start with more points.
you start with, when you get first place during the regular season, you get 75 points or 50 points, something to make people want to try in the regular season.
Because what we saw was that one of the teams that won, what they did was they played more mid-tier throughout the whole season. They made it so they made top 20 in the league, but therefore they got to playoffs, but no one knew them, so no one was looking at their rotations. No one was expecting them, and as soon as playoffs hit, they went ham and they won it. We also do that same. That's a way right now, since no stakes. Why become first? There's no need to be first in the regular season. Your goal should be playing like bottom tier, because if you're first, if you're in the top 5, which you're gonna
target already.
They targeted us in trios. They knew exactly where we landed and hit us. So if you play lower, no one's going to target you, and then you don't have to be as concerned about people hitting you and following your plays, kind of thing.
Yeah, they got to a point to where teams did their VOD just like we did. We knew where the teams we had to target out of. They knew our landing POI and our second POI with our rotation. So it was a strategy, and I'm happy.
It's a good strategy.
I'm happy that the league is looking to add stakes to the regular season.
Yeah.
I think it'll be healthy for us and all around healthy for the league. No matter what, Fortnite, tip of the hat to you. Next up, Call of Duty. We are traditionally a Call of Duty school. We spent the first multiple years of our existence as that our primary identity being that of a Call of Duty school. And for us to be able to reach that top level of competition again, as someone that wasn't here in the beginning, I can certainly see the hype, and I am very excited that we were able to reach that level of Apex competition again in ECAC with a second place finish in Call of Duty. Currently. We'll provide updates as we have those. But regardless of the situation, we have 4 incredibly talented players who we are going to be keeping going into the fall. So the stakes have never been higher for us in terms of getting those players prepared and ready to play when the new season drops. So
We do lose Randy. Not Randy, we lose Justice in the fall.
So he graduates in the fall. Unless he comes back for a Masters. He said he mentioned doing his
second Masters.
Second Masters, yeah.
Which, I mean, more power to him. We would love that no matter what. It was fantastic seeing Call of Duty being in a place of power again amongst us here at Concord Esports. We did drop to a single roster. We're no longer a 2-roster school. So, Austin, you came in to Concord while we were a COD school. Then it went away from that, and now we definitely are back into a power position, at least in ECAC. What was it like seeing that?
It was nice to see that we could get back to what we created at the start of the program. But when I say we, I mean the former director and what the initial players that we had here did, like John and them did. So I'm excited to see us getting back to that position again, which is very good for us. Right now, we're going to stay in ECAC. I think John is comfortable enough now to get into CCL next semester, which will be very fun to see us competing back again in the highest level in the CCL. So I'm excited to see how that goes. It's very nice to see that our team is once again at the top or near the top, and also that we're doing what we did before, which is picking up relatively not unknown talent, but underrated talent and talent that people looked over. With like when we had Red Chase on our team, John, we had Jamie, we had like Zach and all the kids that people didn't really think of. Cricket, obviously, everyone knew what Cricket was insane.
People knew Jamie.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying though.
But now we have more people. Now once again we have that similar sense with we picked up Chase.
From Tennessee.
Tennessee. What's his name again? Hewitt. From the Cleveland.
Esky, yeah. From New Orleans.
Yeah,
Sorry,
New Orleans.
The other
No.
Playoff Red Chase.
No, so that we have him as our leader of the team, and he's very good. And I think him has helped the Randy Peak. Peak is insane. Like he grinds that game nonstop.
His story matches Zach's. Peak played soccer here, and then ended up not committing to soccer anymore.
We got cut,
and then he fully committed to esports. which falls in line with a lot of the old philosophies of how we picked up Zach, or Trauma, as many people know him, one of the greatest Call of Duty players to come through the system here at Concord. So a lot of similarities with Peak, and he's a highlight player for us. Him and Eski are going to lead the charge once again and get us to the heights that we want to be at.
And then Randy and Justice would do the dirty work of holding the point.
Now, John, we actually last season triaged the success that we've had in the past, and we wanted to make sure we took time to honor the teams that came at the very early induction of this team. We did purchase trophies. They're available to view here at the Concord Esports practice facilities. I think it's incredibly, I don't know what word to use, kind of as an omen. We start showing reverence to the past, and we start seeing that to be revitalized. So we're going to continue over the next year to invest in our history. Though it may be short, it's incredibly successful. We're going to make sure that we celebrate our prior, future, and current successes, and I think Call of Duty is a place we're going to continue to look at that. Next up, Madden. We had a top 32 finish in ECAC, the league that we participate in Madden. I'm across the board for Madden, EAFC, both those sports games. We had top 32 placements, a top 16 in EAFC. It was a very good year for us, but probably one of the most exciting things is we really invested into sports in terms of our footprint. We are looking to, starting back in the fall, we will be back in NBA 2K with a dedicated squad. We picked up a student worker, Marvion Boyd, and Boyd he breathed a new life into the sports section of Concord, where students were able to put their own investment as they had a dedicated person there, and we ended up getting a Player of the Month for Lemon Valentine. I know they're going to continue to grow, and these placements are nowhere near indicative of the ceiling they can reach.
It's nice having a worker who knows the game. Yeah. Justin, I was the one who used to supervise it, and then Justin supervised it for a little bit. We don't know enough about those sports games to actually help the student. We were more just, hey, get your practice hour and supervising, making sure they were going to the matches and all of that. Having someone who actually understands the sports games is what will help them in the future.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because Marion plays football at Concord, and he plays on the 2K team, but the game that he took to really well was EAFC, and the players really appreciated it. Even when Valentin Lemon won his Player of the Month, he said, I owe it to Marvion. He got me here. So we could not be more excited for the position we're in with sports games, and there are some exciting signings that have happened for us going into the fall. I know with some new additions of these games coming out, as well as potentially even us entering, depending on the leagues, into college football in 2025, there's never been a better time to look at sports games at Concord.
Guarantee NHL and then baseball, because the ECAC added both of them this year. They added the baseball, the show, and MLB, the show, and then NHL. So that we can add now hockey teams to our program and baseball teams,
which we're always open to. We have an incredible partnership with a lot of the teams on campus that allow us to use their players, as long as we don't put them in a situation where they have to make a choice between playing for one team or another. These players generate large results for us. One player we're very sad to see go, Sean Monroe. Sean has been a legacy player here for us at Concord Esports. We're going to remember him for some time. His time as captain of the sports teams was incredibly successful, and we are going to miss you, Sean. Wish you best of them in your future endeavors. Anything y'all want to talk about with regard to the sports games?
I'm excited to see how it goes forward. I know that the league, ECAC, which is where the sports games are looking at options to, they always say they're always struggling to find LAN events or LAN opportunities for sports games, just because it's hard how to host them and all this stuff. So that's something that I know the league is looking into. As always, they're always looking into that. I'm hoping this year they finally find a solution to that problem, so therefore our sports players and across the nation sports players can actually look forward for something that's a special event.
that brings us to our last game, Street Fighter. We entered in Street Fighter in the fall of 2023, and we had top 8 finishes in fall 2023, and again in fall 2020, in spring 2024, as well as a top 12 placement in the collegiate
CFGC.
Yeah, CFGC.
Collegiate Fighting Game Community Game.
We cannot be more excited to participate in such a vibrant and healthy community as that, such as the fighting game community. We love Smash, and I know it's very contentious whether Smash is in the fighting game community or not, but a lot of the same spirit applies to Street Fighter, where there is a healthy sense of competition and a feedback loop to let you know how to improve. And Jan has been a stellar player for us to allow our players to improve, to see him improve over time. I hope we're able to continue to assert ourselves in this ecosystem, and I'd like to see what other opportunities we have for players here at Concord Esports. Now, John, you were Jan's manager. What was your viewpoint of Concord at the competing in Street Fighter?
I want to get into more. I want to get into Mortal Kombat. I want to get into Guilty Gear. I want to get into, I don't think they do
Tekken.
Persona, but Tekken's the other one. I want to get into all FGCs. They're one of my favorite communities to be a part of. So I want to see us get into more. I'm also very excited that CECC has announced that they are partnering with Capcom and getting Street Fighter 6 to Arlington in 2025.
And there are multiple ways to get there now.
And there's multiple ways to get there, so I'm very
They have their own
excited
qualifier.
for Jan to get his shot to be on that big stage because he deserves it. He came in being a Kami main and Masters to us kind of picking a meta-defining character like JP to also getting that to Masters and then switching to the Eddie DLC about a month ago and still getting a top 8 finish. He is polishing all of his diamonds for the chance to be at Arlington. So I'm excited for him to get his chance, and I can't wait to get him there.
Yeah, we have now. With the CECC, they have like 3 ways of getting there. You have your qualifier. You have your the fall play-ins, and then you also have you can through the leagues.
Yeah.
My question is, we'll see. One thing that we don't know yet. I know ECAC has a bid, but will CFGC have a bid? The main fighting.
CFC.
Well, the only one that has Street Fighter right now is ECAC and CFGC.
Yep.
So I'm hoping CFGC, which is literally their whole thing is fighting games.
Yeah.
They deserve a bid for their fighting game players. That's literally why that league exists. Their Street Fighter team players should be able to get to Texas through playing there. So I'm hoping that is something that they can actually agree to get a player to there through them. Otherwise, we will definitely be playing in ECAC. Jan will be playing in all the qualifiers. Any chance of getting to Texas, he will be playing into. I'm just hoping that the CFGC gets a bid so that the player that wins that can get to Texas.
100%.
Well, I know, all things said and done, Concord Esports ended the semester with 5 second-place finishes, 2 third-place finishes, and 2 fourth-place finishes. Amongst those third-fourths, one of them is contentious and could move up or down, depending. We have had an incredible year. And the punctuation at the end of the year was recognition at CECC for their Collegiate Esport Awards to be recognized as a finalist for the Program of the Year and the Program Impact of the Year. Program of the Year, of course, just means a encompassing total package. We play the games well, we represent our school well, we are a team with integrity, and we are incredibly proud to be listed as a finalist. We didn't walk away with the chip on that one, but just to be included in the names of some of the schools that were on that list, such as Michigan State, what an honor. And this is just getting started for us there. With Program Impact, this is an opportunity for us to toot our own horn. We have some of the best partners in the nation with regard to having an impact in our community. We make sure we work with registered community action organizations as well as community orgs such as Community Connections. We have our program director, along with the director at Wheeling Wheeling.
West Virginia Wesleyan.
West Virginia Wesleyan, thank you. I've worked to help establish a high school league, the first of its kind in West Virginia, that gives as many opportunities as it does with a low admittance fee and high participation rate, as well as a number of other things we were able to accomplish over the semester. That's what generated that Program Impact Award. And really, we're not just proud of Concord, but we're proud of the entire state of West Virginia for giving us these opportunities to show that West Virginia is where esports excellence has a home. Not just here at Concord, but the other schools in the state are also demonstrating how West Virginia is not a place to be looked over in terms of talent, and we hope that we are able to continue working inside of West Virginia, the tri-state area, and the greater Central East Coast to show that Concord Esports is dedicated to improving our community and having an impact like no other collegiate program has had. I finished my first year in collegiate esports now, April 21st, and I can tell you this has been a wild ride. It has been more work per hour than I've ever had to do, but I can tell you it doesn't feel like I've worked a single hour. Yeah. I've been enthralled, and a lot of it has to do with the two people I get to work with day in, day out, John Rose and Austin Clay. Boss, Austin, let's give you the first crack. We're running short on time, but tell me, what was CEC like for you, and what was it like being honored as a program director who is in charge of a Program of the Year finalist and Program Impact of the Year?
So for me, it was nice. It was amazing to be there. I'm a special case. Once I get there, I'm on to the next thing. Like, I was already moving on to the next thing, which is talking to people there, making sure that Lydia was there, which is the head of ECAC. Working with her, Dan, which is her boss, and Watto and Mini Drones to talk with them about the future of ECAC and things with them. Talking with Jake over at NECC with him. So we have some good things coming in with both leagues. Both leagues, we're working on something with both of those leagues. So I'm excited to see when we can announce that. So that's what I focused on, and then talking to people there, some other directors like over at Cumberland, Coach Claypool, amazing. I love him. Great guy over there at Cumberland. Talked to a bunch of different directors, made connections, got just experience what it looks like there. And I know for a fact that John and Justin really want one of our teams to make it there. I'm hoping that we can get our teams there. They have open events, they have a bunch of different things there. It was just amazing to see what it could be and what we could take from that event to add to our own program, to level up our program to match something of that quality.
Couldn't agree more. Huge opportunity for networking. John, your thoughts about CECC and the honors that we received in our finalist placements?
CECC does it right. That LAN event is better than some of the pro events that I've watched in my time in esports. So hats off to everyone at CECC. I know it takes a lot to do it, and we all greatly appreciate it.
Especially Neon, and the one in charge of all it.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing that we have an end of the year goal such as that LAN event to look forward to each year. It's the reason why a lot of us do what we do, because we love our students and we want them to have that exposure and that experience. Along with their awards, very, very grateful and humble. Just to be a finalist was absolutely amazing. When we saw that we were nominated for it, it took all of us, I think, not by surprise, but like all of the work that we've put in for the past year and even since 2019 to get to this point. It felt really, really good and well worth all of the efforts that all of us have put forward. So I'm excited for next year, and we're not done here. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep doing great things, and we're going to get to Texas again.
I believe so. Folks, keep an eye on the podcast over the next few episodes. We have some exciting stuff we're going to cover, as well as to highlight our future here at Concord Esports. It's going to be good times. After an incredible year, thank you for your time, attention. Please make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.